Do you wonder what the right thing is to do with your money during these uncertain times? Are you sick of this volatility of the stock market and wish there was another way? In this video, we're going to talk about how to get out of the stock market and have better returns without the volatility. So I would say today we're living in very unique times. It's been said that history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And so this pandemic is really similar to other black swan type of events. No one could have predicted this. Very similar to 9/11, very similar to the dot-com bubble. Maybe you could say that could have been predicted, but this kind of came out of left field. So these events happen, and when they happen, they introduce a lot of volatility to investments, particularly the stock market. So let's take a look at the stock market for a minute. What we found is that the stock market has a lot of volatility. So the returns over time are okay, but with the volatility, you end up losing a lot of your gains. And so the whole idea is to just buy and hold for the long term. You work with an investment advisor, they're giving you that strategy. And really, Warren Buffett talks about, rule number one is never lose money. And obviously, if you have a long-term approach, you can weather some volatility, but a 50% decrease in your investment means you have to increase by 100% just to make up the losses. And so more recently in March of 2020, we had a 40% drop in many of the indexes. And so it recovered, but again, there's a lot of volatility. And obviously going forward with kind of where we're currently at, we just don't know what's going to happen. And so the returns, in general, the returns are fairly modest. If you look at 1965 to 2018, you have just over a 6% average annual return. You also have really excessive fees. And so these fees basically typically are around 1.5% per year for a mutual fund or some sort of fund. A lot of people that I know, a lot of professionals, business owners, doctors, they have a money guy, and the money guy will typically take, or money gal will take 2%, and then they'll basically also take some hidden fees as well. So basically it ends up being, when you look at all the fees, whether they're disclosed or not, they end up being typically 4 to 5.5%. So basically, in reality, most of your money is gone. Most of the a little over 6% is basically gone, and the long-term plan with the stock market really becomes like a savings account, which is really unfortunate. And so a lot of people, you might be feeling this as well, a lot of people are looking for a place to really grow long-term wealth, especially when times are uncertain. And so where is the best place to do that? There's a quote by Andrew Carnegie, who was one of the wealthiest men of his days back in the 1850s, and he said, real estate is the way to do it. He said 90% of all millionaires became so through owning real estate. And so basically, real estate offers a whole other thing. A lot of people know this. Maybe you know this. I should get involved in real estate. And immediately, what many people think is that, I need to start buying rental houses. I need to become a landlord. And maybe you've done that. Maybe you've gone that route. And you've done that, and you've realized, this just really is tough. Getting those calls in the middle of the night, working with tenants and toilets, and people can pay, they can't pay. But is there another way to invest in real estate where it works out much better, where you can really have something that is a much more passive investment? And so I would say the answer is yes. And the amazing thing about working with multifamily passive investing is that there are many groups out there that basically are very experienced. They're out buying large apartment buildings, which are very stable, and they basically go and they'll say, we want to raise a certain amount of money from investors. It could be $50,000 or $100,000 or whatever the minimums are, and investors will invest. And so they'll do their diligence on the front end, and basically they will share in the returns brought by this property. So it's really amazing, the idea of becoming truly passive, investing into a deal. And so obviously the work is finding an experienced sponsor, vetting the deal, what's their background. But the amazing thing about multifamily investing is that it's a consistent double-digit historic return. So we see some of the deals that we've done where a poor return, we've had a couple, ones that haven't performed as well, kind of in the 8 to 12%. Obviously, every investment has a range of returns, and we've had several that perform over 30%, but it's very common that we see the consistent kind of 10 to 20% or kind of 12 to 20% return, which is pretty amazing. So again, where you can find those type of returns, which are better than the stock market. When the stock market dropped in March, of 2020, our multifamily assets didn't drop at all, which is really amazing. So I would say that especially if you're a busy professional, you're looking to know what to invest, how to invest, what to do, really look to passive income, because often a lot of people that I know, they're very, very busy. They make a good income with their work. They don't want to be managing properties and doing all that. And so passive multifamily investing gives people an opportunity to do that. And so, just kind of wrapping this up is that the most compelling investment in any opportunity really is multifamily investing. And so there's ways you can get involved passively. I want to encourage you to check out the next video that we have to offer. If you go to bronsonequity.com/report, this information is all in a report, a special report put together about what's exactly happening during this time and comparing the stock market with multifamily syndication. So check that out. We also have an investment club where we are doing deals continually. We're connecting with investors. If you're interested in investing, go to bronsonequity.com. You can join our investor club, and looking forward to seeing you on the next video. Well, hey there, before you go, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can get new content as soon as it's available. Also, check out this report up here that I wrote about investing during and after a pandemic, comparing the stock market to real estate and other investments. And then down here, you can check out the next video.